Last year's controversial decision to red flag the race not once, not twice, but 3 times in an effort to finish under the green wasn't without precedent, but certainly signaled an evolution of the flag in the Indianapolis 500. IndyCar's 2024 rulebook reads, "The red condition signifies a suspension of on-track activities. Officials will make reasonable efforts to restart a race stopped by the declaration of red condition if the conditions warrant." The Indianapolis 500's rules and procedures have been governed by the Indy Racing League, now IndyCar, since 1998. But there's been 2 other governing bodies that have overseen the greatest spectacle in racing. From the very start in 1911, the race was sanctioned by the American Automobile Association, also known as AAA. And for the first Indianapolis 500, the flag that started the race was not green, but red. The flag that most closely resembled the current red flag was actually yellow, which meant stop immediately, track blocked. This flag code was used all the way until 1930, when it was changed to something more recognizable to modern racing. The red flag now took the place of yellow and meant stop, the race is halted. When the United States Auto Club took over sanctioning in 1956, they retained the flag code from the AAA. The first use of the red flag to stop the Indianapolis 500 came 20 years later in 1950, when the race was halted and ultimately called after 138 laps for rain. For many years, rain was the leading cause of stoppages in the Indianapolis 500. The race was stopped and restarted due to rain in 1967, 1973, 1997, 2001, 2004, and 2007. The race was ultimately stopped for good by rain in 1973, 75, 76, 2004, and 2007. To modern race fans, the red flag is most associated with accidents. In the first 97 runnings of the 500, only 5 times was the race stopped for an accident once it had begun. The last coming after the fatal crash of Swede Savage in 1973. As time marched on, attitudes and sanctioning bodies changed. USAC had been replaced by the Indy Racing League, and the CART IRL split, along with the boom of NASCAR, began an ideological shift in auto racing. After the 2004 Aaron's 499 finished controversially under the yellow, NASCAR found themselves on the defensive, telling the media, "Here and at Daytona, we are not going to have a one-lap shootout because of safety." NASCAR, though, relented to the pressure in July of that year and implemented a rule change called the green-white checker, which would extend the scheduled race distance to accommodate an extra 2 laps to try to finish a race under the green. Due to NASCAR's popularity at the time, casual race fans accepted that this was the way things were. Races that finished under the caution were now even more unpopular than they were before. During the same time period, the Indy 500 endured a fairly incredible string of non-green finishes. 2004 was stopped early for rain, 2005 ended with a crash, 2007 rain, 2010 crash, 2011 crash, 2012 crash, 2013 crash. In a 10-year period, the fans of the 500 only witnessed 3 finishes under the green flag, and incredibly, Dario Franchitti won all 3 of his Indy 500s, and none of them under a green flag finish. Late in the 2014 race, there was another crash. It was Townsend Bell with 9 laps to go, scattering debris all over the racetrack, and officials feared that the race would not be able to be restarted in time, so the unprecedented was decided. The red flag was displayed, and the race was stopped for an accident for only the 6th time in race history. The race was restarted with 6 laps to go, and the fans were treated to a brilliant duel between Ryan Hunter-Reay and Helio Castroneves. The fans got their green flag finish, but it came with a slippery slope of expectations. The red flag made its next late race appearance in 2019 after a pileup with just over 20 laps to go. The race was restarted and again ran green to the finish. The fans got another duel, this time between Simon Pagenaud and Alexander Rossi. The next year, a crash by Spencer Pigot with 4 laps to go sparked controversy, when NBC's Paul Tracy immediately suggested to the TV audience that IndyCar would bring out the red flag to try to finish the race under green. The red never came, and Takuma Sato took the victory under the yellow, the first since 2013. 2 years later, and in quite a stroke of irony, it was the crash of 7-time NASCAR champ Jimmy Johnson with 6 laps to go, which set up a red flag and a 2-lap shootout, in which Marcus Ericsson held off Pato O'Ward. Essentially a NASCAR-style green-white checker, though the 500-mile race distance was preserved. The red flag fever was taken to an absolute extreme last year, when the red flag was brought out not once, not twice, but 3 times in the last 20 laps. The final restart being a 1-lap shootout, which was not unprecedented. It had happened in both 1996 and 1997. But those were the 2 years that directly led to USAC being relieved of their duties at the Indianapolis 500. What was above and beyond even 1996 and 1997 was that the cars were brought directly from the pits to a green flag restart, something that even NASCAR in 2004 wouldn't do. It did work out all in the end, though. Joseph Newgarden navigated his way around leader Marcus Ericsson on the final lap dash and won his first Indianapolis 500. As of the making of this video, no official rule has been written on what the end of the race red flag procedures are, though it has been reported that IndyCar will do everything in their power to end the race under the green flag. In 1911, the Indianapolis 500 began with a red flag, and in 2024 and beyond, it seems that it will end with one too. Thanks so much for watching this video. I wanted to put this out there because I felt like a lot of people didn't really understand the history of the red flag at the Indy 500 and how sparingly it really has been used over the years, particularly in terms of accidents. So I wanted to get that out there. I wanted to talk about it. Thanks so much to Keith, aka Dr. Indy. I'll link his website as well as his YouTube channel in the description. He's an amazing historian of the Indianapolis 500. He helped me out so much with the research of this video. So huge shout out to Keith. Go check him out if you want to learn anything about the Indy 500. He's a great resource. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on Carb Day.